Welcome to our 2022 Wildwood Lodge 353 FLFB. We're going to start right in the back corner here. So you've got that little port there. You can see as that pops open, that's where your short cords are going into. You got a little metal tab in each corner there, as well as that metal tab here. You're going to line those up. The tab that you got in here, press it in. And once it's in there, you can give it a little 8th turn, locks it into place. Then you get the threaded collar in the back there to really lock it down. As we follow the cord all the way back, you're going to find a 50 amp end here. So not all campsites are going to have that. Some will, some won't. So if they do have it, by all means, of course, just plug right on in and you're good to go. If they don't have it, most campsites will have a 30 amps. We do provide you with this dog bone adapter to go down to that 30 amps that you can plug in. And simple as that, there you go. Do keep in mind if you're using the adapter, you have lost 20 amps of power, so you will only be able to use one of the 2 air conditioners on the unit. And we do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter to go from the 30 down to the 15 so you can plug into a standard household outlet to run your fridge or charge your batteries. Up from here, you're going to find your storage compartment. So inside of here, we got a water hose for you, as well as that 15 amp adapter I was telling you about. So your 30 amp into there, 15 amp to a standard household outlet. Inside of here, we've also got your sewer hose. So just take note of these 2 ears on your adapter here. That's what will be hooking it up to your sewer system. And the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. This compartment is accessible from underneath your bed inside, so we'll just show you that once we get in there. And another step down the side of the unit, we're going to find your sewer system down here. So you can see you got a gray valve on the left, black valve on the right. So that black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is filled from your toilet. It's typically going to be your dirtiest water. So when it comes to dumping your tanks, you're going to want to dump that black tank first. Once that black tank's done, you'll come and do the gray. Gray tank is filled from your sinks as well as your showers. It's typically cleaner water. So for attaching your hose, we'll just be going right onto there. So same ears in the cap right here. Just press it in, give it that turn, and it kind of clicks into place there, and there you have it. Up from there, we've got a black tank flush. So you may notice over time you've dumped your black tank, you know for a fact it is empty, but your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically that's some debris inside of your tank just hanging between the 2 probes causing that misread. So what you can do is just grab that water hose, plug it into here, open up that black valve, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank, getting rid of any sort of debris that could be causing that issue. As we step more towards the front, right in front of the axles here, we've got your freshwater tank drains. Super simple, you're just going to pull this gate valve there. Just allows the freshwater tank to drain itself out. And forward around the front of the units. It's kind of right up here, up on the frame there, we've got your battery disconnect. So you can see we've currently got that pointed up to it turned on. If you turn it counterclockwise and have it come out, that's your battery turned off. The battery itself is housed into this box here, so as long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin into your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. Underneath this cap here, if we just push these 2 knobs back, you get access to your 2 propane valves. For the video here, I'll just pull this right off. And that way we can show you this changeover in the back here. So you can see it's currently sat there green, right? If the propane lines were to go empty, just go red, just letting you know that you're now empty, right? It does have an arrow on it as well. We're currently pointing to this tank, so we're running off of this tank right now. As we open it up, that guy will stay green, just letting us know propane's there. And like I said, if it goes red, it's just letting you know this tank's gone empty, so at that point you'd close off, turn that changeover over to the other tank, and run off of this one while you get the other one filled. Standard tongue jack up front, one way's up, the other way's down. Around the other side of the unit, we've got your patio door entrance. That is locked from just inside, so we're not going to be using that right now. Towards the back, you can see we've got your 2 exterior speakers here. Up top, we've got your range vent. So of course, propane stove is putting off fumes whenever you're using it, so you do have a fan inside to help evacuate those fumes. And you just want to make sure that this flap here is opened up whenever you're using that, just that those fumes are making their way out. It is just a little plastic tab, so once you're done, you can just press it back into place. You hear it kind of click, and just prevent any sort of dust from flying back up in there. Straight down from there, you've got the exhaust for your furnace. Of course, if you're ever running your furnace, you just want to make sure this isn't blocked off. It does get hot. GFI protected outlets, cable and satellite outlet beside it as well. So if you're looking to have TV outside, you've got the power to do so. Here's your freshwater tank fill. So this little cap there is just going to untwist, pull on out of there, and you just take your water hose, stick it into there, turn on the water. That'll fill up your freshwater tank. Beside that here, you've got your hot water tank. So you just get this keyway up top there. You're just going to line that up. You can pop it on open. All your controls for turning it on with propane are just inside the unit. And for turning it on with electricity, you just got the little switch down here. Before we ever turn it on, whether it be with electricity or propane, you just want to hit this relief valve right there and see a little shot of water come out. A little bit of water coming out of there would just let you know that this tank is full. It's safe to fire it up and you're not going to burn anything out by doing so. We do currently have the unit winterized, so it is empty right now, so we won't be firing it up on electricity, but we can show you propane in a minute here. Once we get inside and do fire it up on propane, I'll go over a reset procedure, and the button that I'll refer to is just right here. Once you're done, you just got the two little pulls at the bottom there. Just gonna line those up with the two little holes in the bottom of the cover, press it into place, lock that keyway down, and there you have it. Towards the back of the unit, you've got your rear entrance. We'll go through that in a second. Right down here, you've also got your low point drains, so kind of just tucked up to the side of the trailer here. So there's just a couple little valves, you can open those up, hot and cold lines, you just drain out your water lines. Purpose of that being, if say you've left the unit for a while and you don't want that stale or stagnant water, you can just drain it all out before you pump the new stuff through. Additionally, it would be for come fall time, you got to winterize the unit, you drain all that water out before pumping the antifreeze through. Around back, we've got your city water connection. So you're just going to take that same water hose, plug it into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the units. And then right in the center here, you've got your cable and satellite inlet, so left and right there. So just a coax cable to plug into there and fire up at your TV location. And I'll make our way inside. We are going to come through the back bedroom door here. We're just going to open that up. You can see it's got a little T-latch there. Lines up with this guy here, just holds that door open for you. Just like that. For your steps, both front and rear are the same. You're just going to grab this handle, pull it straight out, flip that last step over. There you have it. Just step on inside. Straight up on the wall here, we've got two light switches there. So the light switch on the left does your interior light. The light switch on the right does a little porch light outside. This switch right here is for your slide out. Just press and hold the bottom of that and your slide will make its way out. And once that slide's fully extended, you're just going to hear some clicks from the motors letting you know they've reached their stall. There you have it. Up on the wall here we have a thermostat. So you just press that bottom bar and it'll wake it up. It's going to start from off. Hit that bar again, it'll come into your fan speed. So fan low is just moving air. There's no cooling involved in that. You'll just turn on the low fan with this rear air conditioner. After fan low, you hit that bar again, it'll come into fan high. So again, just moving air with the high fan and just this rear air conditioner. Right. After fan high, hit the bar again, it'll come into cool high. So at this point, the high fan's gonna stay on all the time and it'll cycle in and out with the compressor to bring you cooling in and out. Same idea on low, so this fan will be on all the time with your compressor cutting in and out. After that, it'll come into cool low auto. And at this point, it'll become an on-demand system where both the fan and the compressor will kick in as needed, but only ever using the low fan. Same idea here on cool high auto. It'll use the high fan as an on-demand system. Temp selection is just going to be with your arrows here. And with the air conditioner going, you basically got two different options. You can have these two louvers here closed, in which case we're using all of our ceiling ducting to move our air throughout the unit. Or we can open them up and just dump all of our air into the bedroom here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you're going to want to open them up, cool off the area as quickly as possible. And then you can close them off and start moving the air throughout. Now if you are at a campsite where you've got 50 amp service and you've got the ability to run both of your air conditioners, you're just going to want to open up this one, and the same thing up front. We'll show you that in a second. You'll get it as cool as possible, as quickly as possible. After cool high auto, if we hit that bar again, it's going to come down into heat. This rear thermostat does not control your furnace, so this is just going to do nothing. That'll just turn everything off. And then after heat, it'll come down into off, and that's where everything will actually turn itself off. Straight down from there, you've got a little power outlet down there. And like I said, outside, if we pick up the foot of your bed, you do have access to your storage compartment in here. So in here, you're also going to find your vacuum hoses, as well as a little toilet sample there. Closet space, so you just have a little thumb latch up here. Just going to pull that back, and you can slide the door on open. Same thing on the other side here. And then a bit more storage space over on the side here. Up on the wall is also your TV backer, cable and satellite outlet, and a power outlet. A couple of drawers along the bottom there. Along the head of the bed, each person has a power outlet and a couple of USB outlets. The blinds throughout the unit, as we pull them down, they just kind of sit where you leave them. Once you're done, just give them that little pop and they come back up. Storage across the top, just kind of an empty compartment there. Then you've also got a reading light above your head, so you get the one big one there, or on either side you have individual lights. You can just turn on with the little switch, and they are on a mobile head. Same light over there as well. And now we'll make our way through the bedroom here into the hallway. So you got the one light switch up on the wall right there, just as the hallway light. Then you're gonna find the exact same thermostat here that you had in the back, except this one operates your heat as well. So I'll go through that once we have everything open here. We'll just continue on our way through, come up into the front living room area. And up on the wall here is where we're gonna find the majority of our switches. So ceiling light right down in the bottom center, that's going to turn on your ceiling lights. They also run through this dimmer though, so you just got to touch that and that'll turn on all of your lights. And as the sticker says, if you just press and hold that dimmer, you can see it dims down. Once it gets fully dimmed down, release, and you press and hold again and start dimming back up. You can also use it as an on-off switch if you just touch it. And then you of course have the master switch as well. For your slide out, same as the back, just press and hold the bottom, that slide will make its way out. And once that side's fully extended, you're just going to hear those clicks again. And there you go. So you just have the little latch there for your sliding door. Open that up, and then the little lock for the screen door. So this handle just up 90 degrees and falls into place. And then up on the wall here, we've got right up top is your awning. So press and hold extend, and that awning will make its way out. So while it's on its way out, just straight down here on the bottom, or sorry, on the far right, we've got your light switch there. That does your awning light outside there. Once that awning's fully extended, you're going to see a little white flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to want to stop. If you were to continue extending, it will actually wind itself up backwards, in which case our fabric will be underneath our tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap, there's our metal tube. Now if it were to start raining, it is of course going to be holding some water anyway, so what you can do is grab either arm, front to rear, and just pull down on it, and you'll see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. If you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these guys are back straight and fully extended, just so that we're not running the risk of bending anything. Once we've got them all back straight again, we'll just press and hold it jacked, and that awning will make its way back in. Again, we're just watching that our fabric is over top of the tube. And another thing to keep in mind with it is it does catch a lot of wind. So once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. There you have it. So continuing along the center here, it's kind of center right, we've got your water heater switch, so turn that switch on, that red light there will come on, letting you know the ignition sequence will start. Once that light goes out, the ignition sequence has started. And if that light were to, it'll try that ignition sequence 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, this light's gonna come on and it's gonna stay on. At that point, you'll be going out and using that reset button that we'd shown you. Sat right here, you can actually hear the click of that igniter, and then you can hear the whir of the flame. We know that tank is good. On the left side, there's your water pump. Turn that switch on, just turns on your water pump, drawing out of your freshwater tank to pressurize your lines. Up top, we've got your monitor system. So all the way on the left, we've got battery. So you can see we're currently full. And as it goes down, you go to 2/3, thirds, and empty. For your fresh tank, as you fill that up, it'll go to 1/3, 2/3, and full. Black 1 is gonna be your active sensor. Black 2 is just blank. Gray is your active sensor for your kitchen sink, your shower, and your bathroom sink. And then galley is just blank as well. Yep. This 120 volt switch right here, if you turn that on, that is your ceiling fan. So you can see you just got this little chain right there. You're just gonna pull that, that's your speed selection. Then over on the other side, you get a little switch with a couple of arrows there pointing up and down. Basically just which way are you bringing your air. Are you trying to push it back down or pull it back up? And then lastly over here is just gonna be your your fire extinguisher. It's a standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. Around the corner is your entertainment area. So you got all the storage up top here. TV backer down here, power outlet for it, cable and satellite outlet for it up top. In the middle here is your antenna outlet. So for turning that antenna on, just turn on that button there, turns on your antenna. A little through hole right there, so you can run all of your wires down through, and you can also tap it into your sound bar here. It's also your stereo, so the power button's front and center there. That'll wake it up. And so, zone 1 is the sound bar itself. Zone 2 is your outside set of speakers. You get mute in the far right here, and then your volume's just the two beside it. Mode, you can cycle through all of that, so we're just in radio. Auxiliary is over on the side there. TV would be AV through the back of the unit. DVD, again, is a separate part of the unit. Bluetooth, connect to your phone, and then back to the radio. If we hit select, you can get through all of your settings. And then we have your kind of seeks and your pause and play. USB is just charging. Press the power button, turns it back off. Right back here you can see our prepped for a Wi-Fi booster. So if you wanted to have one of those installed, feel free to ask our service department. Down below we've got your fire extinguisher. So far right is going to be your power button for it. Center right is going to be your flame color. So you got the 4 different colors to choose through there. In the center you're going to get that bottom light color. So you get the 3 different colors to choose through, and then the 4th one is just kind of the LED, just runs through all of its colors. Center left is going to be your temp selection. So we got low and high, and then off. And then on the far left we've got your timer, 30 minutes up to 9 hours. Power button on the right again just turns it back off. There you have it. So behind us you just have your couches here, just a couple of recliners here. So you can see they aren't necessarily in the greatest of positioning right now. That's just because as the slide comes in it does contact them, so you just want to keep that in mind whenever you're opening and closing your slide. You got to have your chairs kind of just out of the way. A little light up here just on its own center push button. Then you of course have the blinds across the front as well. Storage across the top. Power outlet over here, another one over in the corner there. In your slide out, your 2 lights are just off of these switches here. So the one on the right does your right light, the left light does your dinette light. The couch, I believe, does pull out. Let's just take our cushions here, throw them off to the side. Pick up the foot, and up and out. And bring these legs down. Take this back piece here and pull it down. And there's your bed. Once we're done, the back piece just flips back up. Fold this guy up, legs in, and then in half, and it falls into place. So the red handle here signifies an emergency exit, so you're just going to be taking this, opening that window up wide, and hopping on out. Like I said earlier, blinds throughout the unit, just sit where you leave them, and then just pop them and close them. Get your dinette area here, so you can see you have all of the travel latches there, just so that the chairs aren't flying around on you if you're out traveling. And then into the kitchen, your fridge here is a 120 volt only fridge. You do need to be plugged in for it to work. This travel latch, you're just going to unscrew that, and it just sits inside of its own little hole. I'll show you that in a sec. As you pull it out, you can see it just threads into that hole right there. Holds the doors closed for you. Fridge up, freezer up top, fridge down below, temp selection right across the top there. Once we're done, we're just going to thread that back in. It doesn't need to be tight, it just needs to be tight enough that your doors aren't flying open. So liquor cabinet up top. And a bit more storage across the entirety of the top here. So that plug-in is of course just for your microwave. Microwave itself, pretty standard, just like home, with the addition of it being, I believe, nope, it's not a convection style, ignore me. It does have your light in the bottom. Alright, so you got full, press it again, you go to half, then off. Then on the right side here is your fan. So that's that fan that you want turned on whenever you're running your stove to evacuate those fumes. You have speed 1 and 2. The bifold cover here just flips on back. Then you're just going to take your knob, turn it over to that little flame, hit it with a sparker, and you can see she fires right up. Now the first time you go to use your propane system, especially if you've been away from the unit for a while, it can take a minute just to clear all the air of the propane lines before everything fires up. That's perfectly normal. For the stove, you're just going to turn this knob here over that little light, press and hold the knob in still, hit it with the igniter, and you can see right in the back there you get that little pilot light. Once you have that pilot light going, you just want to hold the knob in for another few seconds, then you can release and it'll hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. Once you're done, turn it back down to just pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you. But if you're leaving the trailer or going traveling, you just want to make sure that's right off. The light switch over on the side here, if we go up to single function, does just your knobs. If we go down to dual function, also does your stove. Return air for your furnace down below it, so you just want to make sure that's not blocked off. Over on the side here, these two light switches, the one on the left here does your little accent light across the bottom. The one on the right does an accent light above your slide. Above your sink, you get a little light there. You get the mobile head with the shower head feature, hot and cold water, of course. The folding cover. Bit of storage down below. You also get the little garbage bin there. When it comes time, if you're looking to winterize and summerize the unit yourself, access to your water tank is just right there. GFI protected outlet here. It's a reset on top, test on the bottom. A little bit of drawer space here as well. And then the storage across the top. Couple of power outlets back there. A little bit of pantry space here as well. So this little information tag, if you just scan that, will take you to just about any bit of information that Forest River has for this unit. Some drawer space here as well. And then down below that, we've got your LP detector. So propane's heavier than air, it'll sit on the floor. This guy will detect it and start going off just like a smoke detector would. Around the corner, you're gonna find this little portal there. So that's just a little outlet for your furnace. And you've also got the floor registers over there. Beside that, we've got your converter. So just press the top and center, pops on open. You've got all your breakers across the top here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it's gonna sit in the middle. So just turn it off and then back on. And then on the right side, you get all of your fuses. If a fuse would ever pop, you'll get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. And beside here, we've got your little central vac. So you got your power button there. Turn it on. There you have it. Down below, if we open that up with that turned on, it's just kind of like a little dust trap. It sucks up all the dust for you. It prevents you from having to buy a dust pan, I guess. Then up top, that's where your hose is going to attach into. And then if you need to change your bag, you're just going to pull that tab down. You can open it up, and there's access to your bag. Okay. Above that, thermostat, like I said before, is just the exact same as the one in the back. Then into the bathroom here, your light switch is up on the wall. You get the little towel rack up here, GFI protected outlets. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. In this little compartment, if we open that up, there's your water pump. So if you're just looking to winterize or summerize the unit yourself, there's your access to it. You got hot and cold water in the shower, of course, with the deluxe head, so you have 3 different shower head features to it. And then behind me, we've got your toilet. Your flushers just on the right side there. Get a bunch of storage here as well. And then above from your toilet, we've got the little control up on the wall here, so that's for your roof vent. Press and hold open, opens up that roof vent. And then the switch on the left there turns on the fan. And there you have it. Once we're done, just press and hold close. She'll close herself up. And that's that. So the last thing I think I gotta show you would be your smoke detector, which is right above our heads here. And there you go. So if you have any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.